Hello and welcome everyone here to the Gnostic Takeover live stream. Grateful to have you here. For anyone and everyone who's tuning in from all across the world. Hope you're doing good today. So I'm just getting started, waiting for the other people to arrive. The family of mankind to arrive here. Anyone who has the calling to join. The sun is nicely setting here today in Austria. We've had some crazy weather here the last few days. And yeah, it's the beginning of spring. I love springtime. As you'll find out, it's a special day for me tomorrow, just as it is a special day today. And yeah, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? All of existence, life, the secrets, the mystery, not knowing, knowing, finding out, learning, growing, thriving, blocking, getting up again. How do we do it? How do we just continue? I once heard a wise man say that all you need to do is to endure. You have to endure everything. It's all about endurance. That's the language of a warrior. That's the language of life. And in crisis, we thrive. We turn everything upside down, back to the natural order, in alignment with natural law principles, and we're free to go. Nothing's stopping us except ourselves. So thank you for tuning in here. Thank you for joining. It's great to have you here, and I'm happy to just continue talking a little bit and warm up on the 3-year anniversary of the Gnostic Takeover. Imagine today, 3 years ago, it was right in the middle of lockdown where I decided, hey, hang on, why haven't I got a YouTube channel? I've just been touring through the whole of Austria, giving 30 to 40 lectures on the implementation of 5G, the rollout of 5G and smart grid technology to set up this artificial matrix and track everyone and lock everyone into Facebook's metaverse, the virtual reality simulation, their dream. What a joke. And I didn't have a YouTube channel. I had an interview I did with Age of Truth. That was my first interview in English, but I didn't have a YouTube channel. And then I broke the ice exactly on this day 3 years ago. And that's why I call it the Trinity anniversary. It's powerful, the Trinity. As you'll see, it's also in the slides. So I'm launching the Gnostic Takeover University today, finally, after I've been talking about this for nearly a year now. I've had this vision for many years now. And I've really been working on it the last few weeks now. And today is the day. It's here. The energies have been building up. And now it's here, finally, and you get to see it. First time of asking. The first glimpse of it. So I'll be explaining what that encompasses, what the Gnostic Takeover University is all about. However, realize also that this is only the first part of launching. This is the first time I'm doing this. So there'll be more coming your way, and explain the full depth of the Gnostic Takeover University. Because it's a vast vision that is coming, streaming in from the plant medicine, ayahuasca and datura, that are the main allies of the Gnostic Takeover. It's a field of intelligence. It's, at this moment now, not people yet. I'm looking for people like you listening here. I'm looking for great people to join the team, to come together. It can't just be me, it can't just be Liz having thoughts about the new paradigm, can it? And they all can't be control opposition, can they? No, there's many of us here on Earth, and shout out to everyone here listening, okay? Who's here on the live stream? Who's listening? Who is thinking about the new paradigm? We should be thinking about this. When the old world is dying of a cult of death that has put and set this system into place, this criminal system, we should be thinking about the vision, sharing the vision. And today, I'll share the vision that the plant medicine has for mankind. Plant medicine intelligence, that is natural intelligence. It's the intelligence of nature. It's the intelligence that informs the Amazon rainforest. That intelligence is what I, Steve, from the Gnostic Takeover, am tuning in. So I'm grateful for Mother Earth for hosting us here. And when you ask me, she has a lot prepared for us. So that's wonderful. I think I've warmed up here enough, and now I can also start to record the video also, because we've also got viewers on other channels. But this is setting a good tune here. I like it. I like it. I like the vibe. It's great to be alive. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of this. And now, I'm really going to get started. So hello and welcome to everyone here. Hello and welcome to you all across the world. No matter where you are listening from, you're tuning in here to the Gnostic Takeover. The intelligence of the plant kingdom, natural intelligence. The Gnostic Takeover is here to activate our innate natural intelligence. Have you heard of the AI machine, the artificial intelligence of machine creation and machine communication? Well, guess what? Nature was here first. And there's also an NI to the AI, natural intelligence. And when we activate natural intelligence, whoa! So that's why they wanted to set up a control system in the first place. That's why they're implementing 5G technology all across the world and not listening to anything that goes against their agenda. It's because of the human heart. It's because of this intelligence that cannot be controlled. It's uncontrollable. Because we may just tune into a reality that the gangsters, the psychopathic class, the AI machinery of the digital dystopian nightmare cannot access. We may just tune into a reality that the psychopaths can't access. And that reality, everyone listening here, the Gnostic Takeover is creating it. It's called the new paradigm reality here on Earth. And that's what I've come here to do. This is the 3-year anniversary. I just talked about it when I got started to warm up a little bit. This is the 3-year anniversary since I started this YouTube channel. I didn't have a YouTube or whatever platform presence. The year before, I toured all across Austria doing 30 to 40 talks on the implementation of digital fascism, digital totalitarianism, but I didn't have a platform. So this here is now 3 years on. Where's it gotten me? No, far more important is, where am I going to take it? Where am I going to take the platform that I'm creating? Where am I going to take the vision for the new paradigm? And who's in it with me? Who's ready to join? Become pioneers of the new paradigm for the Earth, for our beautiful mother planet, a feminine beauty of the Earth. And I don't like to use the terminology of a planet anymore. I'd rather prefer a plane, a dimension, many radio stations. Okay, I'm also not in the club of the flat earthers. Okay, I don't waste my time with that. Anyone who likes to look into that, I get it. Great for you. However, I'm doing Gnosticism, Hermeticism, mysticism, finding out the secrets of the universe. So, shall we get started? I've got a presentation prepared for everyone here. A presentation or two, I shall say. There's so many things I can say and speak to you that there's never going to be a shortage of that. My challenge is going to be to create also content that's shorter. Make it crisp, make it neat, make it understandable for everyone. So, thank you for joining me here on the live stream today. This is the moment where the Gnostic Takeover University is being born right now. And it changes the entire fabric of reality. Every action changes the entire fabric of reality when it is in alignment with the truth. So thank you for being a part of this here today. It's very special to me. It's very dear to me. And I'll jump right into the slides. Fasten your seatbelt because this is going to get really interesting. So I wish you a wonderful, insightful experience as you're listening to what I have to say here with regards to the new paradigm and what this channel is all about here and what is happening, what is new with the Gnostic Takeover. Nothing will be as it was before, and that is good because life is in constant fluctuation, in constant transformation, and we'll better keep up with the pace and enjoy the ride. So, let me get started. I'm not what has happened to me. I am what I choose to become. It is a really beautiful quote and serves as a reminder to everyone who is listening in here today on this very special day for me. I'm not what has happened to me. I am what I choose to become. And this doesn't mean that what has happened to me has no influence on me. This is deep metaphysics, deep life philosophy. When I tell you that we cannot move forward into the future unless we heal our past. And that's going to be a major pillar of what is going to be talked about in the coming courses of the Gnostic Takeover University, is to heal our past, to move powerfully into the future. Because we have the free will. It's with us. If we choose to use it and take full responsibility for our life, and then I choose who to become, what to experience, what to learn. That choice is with us, and that is the power that is within each and every single one of us. However, it's all about taking responsibility for everything that has happened in our life, what is happening right now in our life, and what is going to happen in our life. Taking full responsibility is key. So, I always knew I wasn't going to live a normal life. I tried. I really tried for quite some time. I studied at the University of Vienna, mathematics and history. Many will know this already who have been tuning into the channel. And I was living a normal life until I had my initial awakening. When I was 19 years old, I had just finished school, just finished my A-levels, and I was doing civil service here in Austria. Funnily enough, working in a psychiatric clinic. Little did I know that they turned the entire world into a psychiatric lunatic asylum. I didn't know that at the time. As I say, I was just in my initial awakening, finding out about the banking system, about the covert and overt financing of both sides of the war, which you don't hear, by the same people, okay, both world wars, and all the wars have been financed by the same criminal class that you don't learn in official history, but is so blatantly obvious to find out. And I thought I was going to go to university, but deep inside of me, I always knew it was not going to work out for me. And that was a big problem in my life for a long time. I was a big problem for myself in my life, because it was about me finding out that I wasn't supposed to live a normal life and subordinating myself to this system and do what everyone else is doing. Get a job, pay the bills, and don't ask too many questions, because otherwise you'll get punished. So that wasn't for me. I was like, the information that I found out looks like the earth is in real danger. That mankind was in real danger. So I had to get to the bottom of it. I had to find out. It was something inside of me that was driving me to find out what is really going on here. And that investigation continues to this day. I always keep an open mind, and my learning always continues. And that's how I get the right answers and the solution channeled and given to me. So during my studies, I started writing articles for a local magazine that was sending a free magazine across Lower Austria, it's called the MOMAG, to about 90,000 people. I didn't even know at the time that this was actually quite a large population where this magazine was being sent to it monthly, and I was writing articles like this. It was fascinating that I just, due to a student colleague that I got to know at the time, he got me a job there, and I wrote about the things that actually mattered. And that was the first time I really had the feeling that really gave me a boost of confidence and connected me with my essence, in that I was finally doing the great work. Meaning that the information that I was inputting and processing, finding out about the world, finding out what's really going on, who controls the world and how they do it, how this control system is set up. As I said, I had my initial awakening in 2009, and it wasn't until 2015 that I was able to put things into action, to put the information that I had learned in 6 years into action. And that really changed everything for me. It really did. And from writing articles, I continued, as already said, touring the whole of Austria in 2019 and actually giving presentations on this subject and combining that, obviously, with my main subject and my main topic of interest, where the solution lies, and that is natural law and natural law principles, the principles of the natural order. And next to my studies, as I said, I was working as a free, independent, investigative journalist. And I also ended up in really interesting places. Like, for example, here, this was in 2018, actually on my birthday in 2018. I turned 28 on the 28th of March in 2018. Go figure. And this was so hilarious. I mean, it just sounds absurd. It sounds absurd when I tell people that for the organization that I was working at the time, it was called Idealism Prevails. I was going to events like this and writing articles about it, and I received a 50 euros. Yeah, you heard me right. 50 euros I received for 10 to 12 hours at least of my time and hard work writing an article about jackasses that you can see here right now. I was being paid pittance, nothing, but I still went to the event. That was this here, okay, was the main 5G publicity event in the middle of Vienna, in the first district in Vienna, in the Haus der Musik. Associated Press was there, and all the media, all of them gathered there, and there sat Steve, in the future to become the founder of the Gnostic Takeover. I sat in there and I listened to the nonsense that they were talking, the future of 5G and smart cities and AI, machinery, communication, technology. I was sitting there listening to them, taking it in. And then the microphones were opened and people were able to ask a question, and boy did I ask a question. Not just one question, but two questions. And I basically, to keep a long story short here for now, I destroyed their entire publicity stunt. I told them what 5G was. That was at the second question that I asked, because they were trying to take the piss out of me because I asked about the surveillance system that 5G encompasses in tracking everyone's movement, and they were laughing about it. And I told them that this was the world of 1984 and Brave New World of George Orwell and Aldous Huxley, and that they both were at Eton College, and Aldous Huxley was the teacher of George Orwell, and that was the world that they were implementing. A dream for the Nazi regime. And this is a big thing when you say this in Austria. Whenever you mention the word Nazi, and when you're actually claiming that this is what they are implementing, you could have heard a penny drop there. I'm not kidding you. The whole event just got destroyed. I ended their game. And you see, I was supposed to not do this. These are all studied people. Ooh, they're really great. But I just knew from my articles, no, that's not the truth. You're not speaking the truth. I know what 5G is, and it doesn't matter if you are the expert. And I'm not an expert, I'm just a journalist who's earning 50 euros per article that he's doing. I know the truth, and I'm going full steam ahead with it. And this has become one of the main pillars of my work, is just taking action. It's the Trinity. This is the Trinity anniversary. Action changes everything. So where most of mankind stay stuck to what I have been observing is most of mankind, they stay stuck at the information level. When this is only the basis, the foundation is the input of information, taking in information by reading, by watching videos, and then one also has to process that information. Let it run through your system. What does this mean? What does the information that I'm ingesting here, what does it mean? And put it into context. And then the Trinity is completed when we output that information. Input, processing, output. It's so simple that it gets overlooked. This is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone listening. The Trinity. Action changes everything. Action changes the entire fabric of reality. And you see, today is a special day, and I just wanted to mention here also, I'm turning the 33 degree tomorrow. I'm turning the 33 degree tomorrow, as it's my birthday tomorrow, the 28th of March, and I'm turning 33. Illuminati I'm turning, and I am really looking forward to what this year has in place for me. The last year, 32 is actually also my numerological number, adds up to 5, which is all about freedom. Go figure. And 32 was really challenging, was really, really difficult. I had to really dig deep with 32, and I'm just wondering what's going to happen with 33. But no matter what, I'm going to enjoy the ride with all the ups and downs. Okay, we're not here on this earth to be perfect. We're here to endure, to make the difference, to motivate each other, inspire each other. And that's what I'll continue to do. I'm ready for the next level. That's what I'm saying when I talk to my source, to the source in general. When I speak to the plant medicine intelligence, ayahuasca and datura, the forces of ultimate power, who the devil fears, who these Satanists fears, the satanic cult of this death cult, they fear the forces of ultimate power. They fear the intelligence of the plant kingdom being awakened within mankind. That's what I say. Dear plant medicine, I'm ready for the next level. I'm going for it. So welcome to Wonderland, okay? Just going back a sec, when I basically took over this main 5G publicity stunt in the middle of Vienna. 1 week later, I had my first encounter with an agent of this control system who goes by the name of Faris. Jeez, have I got a story to tell about this guy. Apparently from Persia, from Iran, he was studying at the Technological University in Vienna, and this guy was something else, man. This guy wasn't human. So by doing this action just a week later, okay, that's when I really my whole world shifted in 2018. That year was profound. I had an incredible experience. Multiple incredible experiences, but especially one incredible experience. On psychedelics, together with this guy, Faraz, and I saw who he was, and putting into context what I know now, I knew that he was an agent of this control system, trying to stop me in my tracks as I was just getting started. So, the Gnostic Takeover is not for the faint-hearted, okay? This is not just your, oh, let's keep it rational, and everything you say has to have a scientific basis, and needs to be proven in a laboratory with scientific studies. No! The Gnostic Takeover explores reality. Explores the truth. And it's all about entering Wonderland. And I love to be in this world. That's also the choice that Neo had when he was with Morpheus. He had to make the choice to stay in Wonderland or go back and be recycled back into the Matrix. And just live a normal life. Well, as I already said, I'm not here to live a normal life. I'm here to stay in Wonderland, and I'm here to make a paradise Wonderland here on Earth. And it starts here. It starts now. The first 3 years here at the Gnostic Takeover have just been here for me to warm up. I mean, the videos that I've done 3 years back, I mean, they're horrific. But doesn't matter. It's all about evolution. It's all about what your next video is going to be. Just keep doing it. People just overthink too much. And that's also going to be part of the Gnostic Takeover University. To just get the inspiration, the motivation. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the next David Icke. I'm going to be the next whoever is our people you look up to. I'm going to be that. That's what the Gnostic Takeover is here for. What the Gnostic Takeover University is here for. We are the next. I'm here to be the next David Icke. I'm here to be the next Mark Passio, and I want to do it better than them. I can only give my best every single day, and I can have lazy days also. But I have my focus, and that's what's going to make all the difference. Welcome to Wonderland, because there is not just normal reality where many of the people on Earth are sucked into. That normal reality, ever since 2020, can be seen by everyone, has turned absolutely ballistically insane. That's not a reality that we want to be living in. That's closest to hell as it can get. And I was in this strange reality for many years of my life. I was in there until I was 19, until my initial awakening, when the light pierced through to me for the first time. Oh, life is wondrous, and it's actually Wonderland here on Earth, we don't want to be in this reality. It's turned completely insane. We all know that. With the agenda, I mean, it's horrific. And you see, welcome to Wonderland, and it may seem excessive. Absolutely. I don't say it's not. Okay, go and read up the definition of excessive and the things that I've come out with here on this channel. It's been a wild ride. It's this wild talking about agents of the control system trying to stop you and your work. That's wild, yeah. But it may seem excessive, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Welcome to Wonderland. Life here on Earth is not about being a slave. It's about waking up from the nightmare and busting the bubble of the dream reality. So the dream collapses and we create a new reality. It may seem excessive what I say at times, but that absolutely doesn't mean it didn't happen. And I'm talking about my own personal experience. So when people would ask me now, what's been the highlights of my life? Okay, what's been the highlights of your life? Well, all I would have to say is this place. Ho ho! Or going to this place. I've talked about this before. There's still so much I can talk about. This place. In Saint Corona, I was guided I know many of you have heard me speak about this often, but there's always new things I can talk about. Being guided to Saint Corona right in the middle of the Corona crisis. I mean, it still amazes me. And you have to imagine here, there's a bus stop here that you can see, where the bus line that drives through Saint Corona is the line number 369. It's not a joke. As I said, this is Wonderland. This is magic. And the Gnostic Takeover talks about magic. Magic is what we need to rediscover in order to usher in the new paradigm here on Earth and leave the old control system, the nightmare, behind us. So that's been the highlight of my life. And you can see the church here in the front, okay, this large building, the church. And those churches, as many of you know, are built on specific places along the ley line structure of the earth, the natural flow of energy on the earth. It's like the chi energy that we have inside our body. That is the basis of how acupuncture works. And next to the church here to the right is where I was guided to, because of Liz, because I made the connection with Liz, because Liz found out about the Gnostic Takeover and has actually listened to a few videos, and she knew that I was a main public speaker in Vienna and Linz, the city of Linz, and she came all the way on a 3-hour ride to Linz to get to know me. Liz was real from the very beginning, and that's how me and Liz got to know each other. And the first time we met each other, you know what happened? All 4 tires of Liz's car were stabbed. This has never happened to her before. It had never happened to me before. But at the very first time me and Liz met, we go to her car and all the tires of her car were completely stabbed, and it was impossible obviously for us to drive home, so we needed a lift home. Yeah. And this house to the right of the church is the place where the high priest of Satanism in Austria had his residency at the time. And Liz didn't know it. However, Liz moved into that house in October of 2020, like a few months into the crisis. She moved in there, and little did she know who was her housemate, basically, who she was living with. And through my deep study of Satanism, and through my deep study that this reality has nothing to do with coincidence, but with synchronicity, I found out that he was the high priest of Satanism. And yeah, now you know why I said, welcome to Wonderland. I never expected it, but it happened to me. And it's incredible. And that's what happened. And I was invited, you see, I was invited to go back to St. Corona because I was there in April 2021. I was invited back to go to St. Corona again in November 2021. And on the exact day that I went to St. Corona, Austria imposed compulsory vaccination. 19th of November, that was the exact day. When you look it up, the 19th of November 2021 was a Friday, and that's when I went to St. Corona to partake in ayahuasca ceremony. Go figure. And Austria was the first country to impose this worldwide. And you know what happened? It completely collapsed. As I'm going to be speaking about later, the whole agenda collapsed. They went ballistic. There's something that the hidden controllers of this control system were so afraid about that they pulled their ultimate move. However, they weren't successful with it. And there was what I would call a plant medicine intervention. You may remember the guy that you can see to the left here. You may remember him. This was Errol Kaya, who I did interviews and videos with, who was also part of the Gnostic Takeover. And he was the supposed ayahuasca shaman who came over here to Austria from England and stayed here in Austria for the best part of 1.5 years. It was incredible. It was 6 months after I started speaking in Linz and also in Vienna during the COVID lockdowns. We had, I was a part of the demonstration scene at the time. So many things I got to learn there about controlled opposition, but that's a whole nother topic. And suddenly Errol stood in front of me after I was speaking for 6 months every week in the main square, but not just talking about the Covidian cult and technocracy. No, I was talking about Satanism. I was talking about the control system. I was talking about heart-based intelligence, natural law, principles, everything they don't want anyone to know about. And that's how Errol came into the picture. And it's Wonderland. It's a massive story that I can only scrap on the surface again here because we've got other things to delve deeper into. Okay? This is what happened, okay? They impose this agenda like mad people. Madness what they did there. Completely blew up in their faces. And the plant medicine at exactly the same time where they imposed this politically. And you see everything the political stage is implementing comes from the dark occultists, the hidden controllers of this control system. That's the true dynamics at play in this control system. It's run by dark occultists. It's run by black magicians. They study the occult, they know about energy, they know about frequency, they know about reality, timeline, hacks, everything. That's what they focus on. Digital systems and keeping mankind as slaves on this earth. However, the biggest problem for these dark occultists is that there is agents for the earth that are activating themselves and that are activating others. This is what the Gnostic Takeover is here for, is to activate everyone who stands for life, who loves the earth, who loves life. That was the intervention, not that, and that is divine intervention by the plant medicine. And in this yurt, this is a Mongolian yurt, we did ayahuasca ceremonies, and later, because I stayed for about 2 weeks, we also did 2 ayahuasca and datura ceremonies. Those were the first 2 ceremonies where datura, the plant medicine datura, was also added. So I want to tell everyone that yes, you've entered Wonderland with the Gnostic Takeover, and it's the Gnostic Takeover that is directly involved in spiritual warfare to take back the earth. This is what's going on beyond the veil, beyond the surface level of reality. On deeper levels of reality, there is an unseen spiritual war that has been waging on earth a long time before the crisis hit the screen in 2020. And many here listening will know about that things were already really dire in the 2010s, 2011, 2012, when they bombed Libya, and these military interventions in beautiful countries like Syria, in Iraq, Libya. I mean, the spiritual warfare was already going on there, and no one, everyone gets taken down, like happened with Gaddafi when they try to set up a different system to what these dark occultists want. And then they end up dead because they do not know how to handle this level of control. This is also the reason why I've been studying for upcoming now to 14 years. I've been studying the enemy in order to not be taken out by the enemy. I would say I know the enemy better than anyone I've ever listened to, because I've gone so deep in my learning, and especially also with the plant medicine, that has deepened my understanding. But when I say the Gnostic Takeover is involved in spiritual warfare, this doesn't mean that I am at war. No, they are at war against the truth, the enemies of life, the Satanists, the dark occultists. They are at war with the truth. Wisdom doesn't have to go to battle. True wisdom is knowing the principles of life. And it's a beautiful quote here that I keep putting on here. Every battle is won before it is ever fought. Okay? And that's the way forward. And as I went to St. Corona, okay, let me pull this up again. This was the biggest thing that ever happened in my life. Being guided to St. Corona. And little did I know where I was being guided to and what was going to happen there. Because let me tell you, if I would have known what I was getting involved in, I may not have had the courage to do what I did. Because I was rescuing a mother and her child in St. Corona. I've been living with Liz now for more than a year. actually 1.5 years now. And ever since we did the action that we did in Corona, okay, and partook in plant medicine sacred ceremony, it's been the most difficult time for us. This is a really difficult job to do, and it takes a lot of courage and a lot of internal power to be able to continue the path we're on. Liz's child was taken 3 months after we did the medicine job, okay? The medicine ceremony in St. Corona. It was 3 months afterwards that Liz's child, Leonie, was taken by social services because of the work that me and Liz were doing in exposing a satanic pedophile cult that was at the heart of what was going on here in St. Corona. It has everything to do with the church, and you can look this guy up. His name is Cardinal Schönborn, is the main public figure of the Roman Catholic Church here in Austria, and we have, I wasn't there at the time, but a week before I showed up in St. Corona, the freaking head of the Roman Catholic Church here in Austria, Cardinal Schönborn, showed up in St. Corona 1 week before I got there. This is how big this is. This is not a joke what we're in. And for anyone who thinks that's not true and it can't be possible, you can't meet a high priest of Satanism, well, the Gnostic Takeover is not for you, okay? And you've lost connection to the real world, which is Wonderland. Life is magical, and this is what truly happened, okay? I went to St. Corona, and little did I know that I was rescuing a mother and her child from a satanic pedophile ring. These Satanists there, people that were part of the ceremony, that were also people that I had known for more than a year back then, people that Errol was connected with, and Errol was also a part of this satanic pedophile ring. Their plan was to sacrifice the child of Liz, Leonie. That was their plan. That's what they were trying to manipulate Liz into giving her consent during the ayahuasca ceremonies in St. Corona. And she did not give her consent. And she continued to protect her child from the conundrum that she found herself in, because she didn't know where she was moving into. She didn't know that those people in St. Corona were Satanists. But that was the reason why I also went to St. Corona, and why me and Liz got together in the first place, is because I would go there and rescue them from this satanic cult. And this is what happened to me for that. You can see this was after we got back from St. Corona. Okay, it's not a joke. You can see my, it's just a little scar, but still you can see that I was, at one point, basically all gloves were off, and this high priest of Satanism, who goes by the name of Franzi Vogel, he attacked me directly and threw me onto the floor. And I tell you, I've never in my life before had such a fear of death than I had in that second. In those few seconds where I was able to maneuver myself out of the situation, because Liz also helped me. She took the dreadlocks of this guy, okay, the high priest of Satanism in Austria, who's based in St. Corona. He's got dreadlocks. He looks like a reggae man, but he's a vampire. He's a priest of this satanic cult, and that's how I got my scar from. Okay, and you see this title. This is what happens when you do the real great work. And little did I know that I was becoming the danger for them. I was becoming a real danger, and son, that's when I then started to realize, okay, that, geez, hang on a minute. All these intentions that I was setting in my videos, okay, this was a video from the very beginning in May 2020. Corona is dead, freedom is alive. We're taking our planet back. Oh, I have a spelling mistake here, doesn't matter. We're taking our planet back, I was saying then. And I realized in that moment that, geez, the universe really is listening to me. Okay? And that's why the plant medicine intervened, and I was doing ceremonial work, because I was becoming the danger for this dark occult priest class. So you may ask, what's going to happen in the future? Well, that is a very interesting question, and we're here to find out. But I'm in no position of stopping this work, and I will give everything in my power to usher in the new paradigm and for mankind to be free, finally. That's when I realized, be careful what you wish for. Whatever you put out into the universe, it comes back to you. That's why I always say, what is your intention? What is your intention is the reality that you are creating. And all you have to do is face the resistances, the blockages that prevent you from accessing that reality. And this is what I did. I never wore a muzzle. I had fines ranging up to over 10,000 euros that I didn't pay, and I just said, no, this is my earth. No one fines me. No one throws me into prison. And I never ended up in prison because I said, I'm not backing down one bit. I want to know what's going on here, and I'll face anyone who wants to enslave earth and mankind. And this is how I ended up being guided to St. Corona, encountering the high priest of Satanism. And since then, we're in the process of the shift of power from the dark occult to mankind. We are represented, the Gnostic Takeover represents mankind. But on a deeper level, we are representative of the earth. We are representative of forces of ultimate power. And mankind has to learn the principles of natural law, and that you cannot be free when you're not in the process of becoming moral. It's a mathematical, psychological, spiritual and physical fact that the more moral you are, the freer you are going to be. It's that simple. The more immoral you are, don't expect freedom showing up at your doorstep. We stand for the truth here. And what the Gnostic Takeover is doing has never been done before. I'm absolutely sure about that. The last time it was done was the last time these dark occultists were kicked off the face of the earth. And I don't know about that event until now. I may find out. But until up to this moment, today, I can say this is unique what we are doing here. What the Gnostic Takeover is doing has never been done before. What we are doing is we're taking down the control system of the dark occult. this is what we're doing. This is why I was becoming the danger. That's when you become the danger, when it is this what you're doing. Ever just type into YouTube magnet in front of computer and see how the computer short circuits and ceases to function. Just look and study at the way magnetism affects electronic systems, and you'll know what I'm talking about. You're short-circuiting the entire electronic grid, the entire control system, and you're taking down the control system of the dark occult. And it's the empire of mind control. This is the whole foundation, the whole modus operandi of these dark occultists, of the satanic cult, the death cult. That's the modus operandi. And that's what me and Liz, with each in our own unique ways, you see, that's what we study. How to transcend out of mind control. Okay, because it's not just the mainstream people, as I keep saying, it's not just the mainstream people that are under mind control. Live, buy, consume, die in this artificial reality where they believe everything they see on the TV. That's the deepest and most profound level of the mind control, where these people are absolutely not accessible for any of this information. You'll know this by your own experience, that you see they're stuck in a child state level of their development, and they cannot process the information that you are trying to tell them about the agenda, about what's going on. That's why they live in cognitive dissonance. That's why you're just a conspiracy theorist to them that they don't want anything to know about, because they're still stuck in mind control, and it's an empire of mind control. And when you heal your own mind control, you exit the control system of this empire. And you see, this was the day, now you can see here, where the war that I was telling you about went hot. Okay? This is the truth, what I'm telling you. The Gnostic Takeover is directly involved in spiritual warfare to take back the earth. Okay? And that's when the war went absolutely hot. On the 28th of February 2022, that was when, after I rescued, together with Liz, I rescued Leonie. We all together rescued each other, okay? But a mother and a child being rescued from a satanic pedophile ring, and 3 months later, after we left St. Corona, the war went hot. And you can see me here in the background, surrounded by at least 10 policemen who just trespassed on our property. I've also often talked about this. And that was a major traumatic event that me and Liz had to go through. They took her child away, and the child is still not back with Liz, because we're involved in a war here. This is what is really going on here. That's why every day me and Liz are working on ourselves, learning about psychology and going deep into our process, because we underwent a major traumatic event. But you see, there's always a flip side to it. There's always a flip side to it, because it's the truth that when they attack you directly, they have already lost. That is the truth, everyone listening here. As soon as the war goes hot and they attack you, they have already lost. And you may ask, why is that? You see, the use of violence, be that psychological violence as well as physical violence, is a sign of weakness. They are weak, that's why they do it. And when you are intelligent and you know every battle is won before it is fought, you take them down, and you take down the entire control system that is based on mind control. That's what we're doing here. When they attack you directly, they have already lost, because that's when you've gone to the ultimate edge. Okay? What they tried to do here was arrest me, and who knows where I would have ended up. The source opened up for me, and I was able to pay off these criminals, and I'll receive back that money when the right time has come. Because all of these policemen, as I've found out in my investigation also, we don't only go deep into psychology, but we also have went really deep into law. Everything that I will present on the Gnostic Takeover University, they have all acted under private liability, which is another way of saying that they are fucked. Because I'm an information alchemist. I do information alchemy. Okay, and when something like this happens, you go right to the edge where they want to take you out. Then you can decode the entire control system. You decode the whole field. This is what happens. You see, and I'm an information alchemist. What I do really, really well is that I can pick up complex topics like law, like psychology, and I can alchemize the information that I receive and present it to everyone in a simple and understandable way. So I take complex topics, I can deconstruct them, demystify them, so everyone can understand it. So even your grandmother can understand why they are privately liable. Okay, that's what I do. And that's why the Gnostic Takeover is being launched here right now. And that is part one for everyone who's tuning in here on BitChute. Of course, the live stream will continue. I hope you've enjoyed it up to now, and there's much, much more to come. So thank you, and just tune in to part two. There's a lot more to come. So hello and welcome everyone to part two here of the launch of the Gnostic Takeover University on the day of the Trinity anniversary, when this channel here was born. My first online presence felt on the airwaves of the internet, and lots has happened since. I've already gone through the Saint Corona experience, and I'll take it right from there again. Okay, so I've just said and talked about information alchemy. This is what's going to be coming your way, the most amazing and most important, powerful information that I've received from 14 years of work, as well as through the plant medicine work that I've been doing. You'll get information alchemy to deconstruct, demystify what may seem as complex, and put it back to simplicity so everyone can receive the knowledge. This is the power of the medicine. The power of the medicine, meaning the plant medicine. Pictured here is a cup of ayahuasca, and from what I've learned and what I've been pointed toward, is that the Holy Grail is actually a drink of a cup of a very specific substance that connects you to forces of ultimate power. That's where again I welcome everyone to Wonderland. You're here in Wonderland. We don't talk about the mundane, normal things we usually talk about. No! We go deep here at the Gnostic Takeover. Life is about depth. Great joy we can feel deep in ourselves, as well as the deep seated fears that come up, that we can transcend and become the power to be reckoned with. The power of the medicine cannot be described in words. Okay? And what we try to do with the Gnostic Takeover University is to be the direct conduit, a direct medium of the medicine and the message of the medicine, which is all about the truth that will heal us from the crisis we're in here on earth, and take us and activate our higher intelligence, our natural intelligence, our innate intelligence, heart-based intelligence, and create the new paradigm with this activation. With the power of the medicine and with the medicine work that I've been engaged in, I was basically called by ayahuasca and later also by datura to do this work. And through this work, ever since the day the war went hot, we have received the template to take back the earth. So it's been more than a year now, ever since agents of this control system have trespassed on our property, and that's when they attack directly, they've already lost. Because through that, and it just so happens that in the ceremonies on the 10th and the 12th of February in 2022, that was 2 weeks before they broke into our house, it was our intention to receive the template of the new paradigm. It was our intention to receive the template to take back the earth. And everything that is your intention, you will receive. So we have got the template to take back the earth. The only thing is, we just have to unpack it. This is what still needs to happen. Because the last year, as I've already said, we have had to deal with the own traumatization that we went through. That's why shadow work is so fundamentally important in this work. We have to unpack all of this information, and that's what we're doing with the Gnostic Takeover University. That's what's happening here. Everything, all the information that we've gathered, and lots of information has been shared here on this channel in the last year. However, what is missing still is ordering this information in video form, in PDF form, in articles, blog articles, in books. There will also be books that will be written. Liz has already started working on her blog post and writing up from the notes that we did in the last year. And that's what we're structuring here. So the information content that will be presented in the Gnostic Takeover University is going to be absolutely unique. It's going to be absolutely new information and well understandable for everyone, and it's the template to take back the earth. The solution is natural law. For anyone or everyone who's listening here who has delved into natural law and the work of Mark Passio, or when you've heard about natural law, you will have maybe found out that you don't have to look any further. This is the solution to the crisis, which is a crisis in consciousness. We need to elevate our consciousness, and we do that by integrating what is termed under natural law to come into alignment with the laws of the universe that are actually principles. Okay, they cannot ever be changed. They're natural law principles from the root word princeps, meaning first and foremost, the most important knowledge. The solution is natural law, and this is going to be the center of the Gnostic Takeover University. Everything will evolve around natural law. But the question is, but how do you apply it? Yeah, it's all good saying that natural law is the solution, but the big question to all of it is always, how do you apply it? Okay, this is where we're back with the trinity of input, processing, and output. It's no good just inputting information. We also need to make use of this information. And that's why I also say that it is a wrong concept that knowledge is power. No, knowledge is only the potential of power. The truth is that the application of knowledge is power. The application of knowledge is wisdom, and wisdom is power. And that's what we'll be talking about. How to apply natural law in the Mentalist Channel. This is going to be sort of like the first course that will be happening on the Gnostic Takeover University, at the Gnostic Takeover University, because the Gnostic Takeover University is not just going to be on the internet. It starts on the internet airwaves here, and it will continue for as long as it has to continue. I see it as my life's work to found the Gnostic Takeover University, and it's happening today. However, it will also happen in the real world, and that's where I'm really looking forward to. But you see, there's one step at a time. Okay, this is just the start, and the focus with me is on the process. So the course that you will be able to subscribe to is called the Mentalist Channel. To become a master of mental forces, we'll be delving into psychology here. This is one of the main disciplines that will be happening on the Mentalist Channel. It's all about psychology. When we know, okay, that it's an empire of mind control, we'll better know about the dynamics of psychology. Okay, and this links also to one of the principles of natural law, the principle of mentalism, that the universe is mental. It's a mental fabric that we are inhabiting. The reality that we are experiencing is actually mental in nature. And it's all about becoming a master of mental forces. This is what the Mentalist Channel is going to be all about. And you see, we really had to learn to become masters of mental forces. to really get in tune with our own thoughts and our own emotions. This is about the hardest work that I've ever done. But it's worth it, and it need not be full of drama. It can actually also be a lot of fun, okay? It's not bad. It's the reason why most people run away from their shadow work, from the work on themselves, and they lose themselves in the outside world. They don't want to do this work because they're scared, they're still in fear. But there is nothing to fear when you have good guidance. And this is what we wish to be here at the Gnostic Takeover and at the Gnostic Takeover University. Okay? We won't tell people what to do. We'll share the most important, relevant information and give guidance and be there for people. That's what's going to be happening. And you see, we, after they broke into our home, these agents of the control system, I tell you, all the fear for the police and for all the institutions just came up. And we had to face the fear of being taken out. And we have faced that fear. And that fear is no longer here anymore. You know why? Because I learnt it. Which is the reason why I'm creating the Mentalist Channel. And that's why it's also here for you. And it's not only going to be about psychology, but also about law. Deconstructing and demystifying everything about law. It's not complex unless you make it so. And you can already see with psychology and law that we're covering a lot of ground. There's so much information coming your way. There will never be a shortage of information. And you'll see that with every week, because every week there will be a 1 hour presentation that I will upload for everyone who's registered for the Mentalist Channel. And you'll see how week by week the momentum will grow with me and with the Gnostic Takeover, and the momentum will also grow for you when you join us on this journey of ordering the information that we have been given by the plant medicine, the template to take back the earth. In terms of law, we'll be going through the notice of liability process, okay? You cannot hold anyone of the control system liable unless you hold yourself liable, which means that we need to take full responsibility for ourselves. Here we go again. It's all about responsibility, because responsibility lies at the foundation not only of natural law and natural order, but responsibility lies at the foundation of all of life. It's the foundation of the source, and you as an expression of the source. So we'll be delving into that. I'll be showing you notices of liability that I've written. I'll be giving you tips. I'll be giving you insight into how the law system's structured. This will all be happening. And most of all, it will be about transcending the control system. This is a subject that I'm so passionate about. This is the Gnostic Takeover and the Gnostic Takeover University in a nutshell. It's all about transcending the control system, because the control system is dead. It's run on the energy of death. However, we are life, and we need to get out of the nightmare of death, transcend this control system, and create a new paradigm. You see, this is what has not fully been grasped yet to my knowledge, to my feeling that we're here on Earth right now, what the zeitgeist here on Earth is showing us right now is that it's ultimately about transcending the control system. It's about transcending this construct, however you want to call it, transcending the construct of the control system. That's what it's truly about. Right now, we need to get out. Do you want out? Have you had enough of what you have seen the past 3 years? There is a way out. We here at the Gnostic Takeover University have a way out. And I put my hand into the fire. I swear an oath on the one and only truth that I have the way out. And I'm going the way out because I don't want to be told by ignorant people what I should do. And I swear an oath on the one and only truth that I know the way out. And I give my best to share this information with every one of you here. And it's time. If it's not time yet for you, well then people can continue on with the COVIDian cults drama. There's going to be more of it. Yeah. Roll it out. Not for me. No, I've said no. I don't want any of this. I have to respect. This is the conclusion that I've come to. Okay? Most important thing that I have to share with you in this moment. After 14 years of learning and growing, I had to come to the realization that I need to respect that the universe and all of nature runs under morality, the codes of morality. I needed to realize that I have to respect the only law that I obey to, and that is morality. We have to become moral. As I already said, if you do not become moral, don't expect freedom to show up at your doorstep. It's not going to work out because it is not part of the equation. The equation is that the more moral you become through knowledge, exactly the knowledge that we share on the Mentalist Channel, we become sober of ignorance through knowledge. The more moral you become, the more freedom you'll experience. And the more of your authentic self you will express. So what is not to like about this process? This is what I have to ask at this stage. Why are people so afraid of looking into their own psychology and become master of mental forces? They run away from themselves, many people, and they lose themselves in the alternative media bubble of just informing themselves, which is getting them nowhere. It's like a hamster's wheel. Now I'm just breaking the bad news for everyone here, but this is all the apocalypse is all about. It's the unveiling, and the time for the truth is here now. So do you want out? You're very well guided to be a part here at the Gnostic Takeover. Also, you are being guided, and I'm so grateful that you've been guided here and are a part of this. You see, every week I will present the very best material in order, the very best material that I've got. When I say that I'm ready for the next level, I mean it. And I'm holding myself accountable to produce the absolute best material that I have, in order, structured, powerful, transformative information that can change your life for next to nothing. It's plant medicine intelligence. It's that what they most fear. It's this what has made me the danger. It's plant medicine intelligence. It's esoteric knowledge. This is what they most fear of people becoming real hermeticists, of people becoming real alchemists, information alchemists like I am. Because then you will access the magic that you are innately endowed with. It's natural intelligence that is plant medicine intelligence. This is the most hidden information and the most hidden knowledge on earth. They hate me speaking about this. They hate nothing more than me continuing on my journey, although I have had to pound my head against one rock after the other. With all the challenges that I've had to face the last year, especially. And still I keep going, because I know it's about endurance. Can you endure? Can you show discipline and keep going no matter what? Because that is what's going to activate your will, and it's going to activate your heart. What we'll be teaching at the Gnostic Takeover University in the Mentalist Channel is everything they absolutely don't want you to know. They don't want you to know anything about it. And what they want you to do is never ever subscribe to the Mentalist Channel of the Gnostic Takeover University. That's what they really don't want you to do. Because then you'll be connecting to plant medicine intelligence on a far deeper level, even without drinking the plant medicine. Okay? This is a great way of preparing yourself, for example, of maybe one day also drinking the plant medicine and having that sacred experience, very personal experience. When it's not the time now, then there's many things we can do before that time comes. Okay? And what I also need to point out and emphasize is that you won't find this information anywhere else. Forget it. No way, okay? This information has been provided especially to the Gnostic Takeover. There may be other people in the world who pick up on this information. However, the way we present it here, and that we are going to present it in the Gnostic Takeover University, is going to be absolutely unique. It's going to be big. It's going to be powerful because I know how dedicated I am. I know how much I always want to give my best for every single lecture that I'm going to make. As I said, there's a 1 hour presentation every week plus much more material that will be coming your way in times to come. All of this starts now. The Gnostic Takeover University is the next level of impact on changing the world. And I'm the first one to point out that we have to first start with ourselves. However, when we embark on this journey, as many of you listening here have already done, are in the middle of doing, just like I am, and we are on different stages of our development, on different stages of this transformation process that we cannot escape here on earth. Okay, let me point this out. No one can escape this process of transformation here on earth. No one. Because no one is above the natural order and the source that created it all. The Gnostic Takeover University is creating the next level of impact on changing the world and really becoming a force to be reckoned with. You see, here, the agenda has collapsed catastrophically here in Austria. It's amazing what has happened. I mean, they never ever had this planned, okay? They're removing all of the measures that have been in place at the end of June. And there's hardly any measures left, except in the hospitals and in the courts, yeah. You see how important psychology is? When you have good knowledge of psychology and become a master of mental forces, you will never have to end up in the hospital. When you know about law and how to apply law and set the law according to natural law principles and parameters, you will never have to go into a court setting, because they will know, the enemies of life will know that you know how the court system works. This is their jewelry. Psychology and law is information that they absolutely don't want you to know about. This is again why I say what you're going to learn is everything they don't want you to know. The agenda has collapsed completely here after they wanted to impose the forced gene therapy at the time. They had to take it back, and the whole agenda has collapsed here. Okay, when it comes to the Soviet regime, of course they're still implementing 5G technology, but watch that collapse also, okay, as we move forward in taking back the earth. So, what has precipitated the catastrophic collapse of the agenda here in Austria was through the application of natural law principles, and that can only be like that. There's no other explanation. Because people may say, well, it probably was because there was so much resistance to it. So I was, when the news broke that they are imposing the forced gene therapy, I was in Vienna. There were about 200,000 people on the streets. There were about more than 1 million, or was it 1.5 million people on the streets in London before the invasion of Iraq in 2003. Did it stop that invasion? No. You know why? Because it is not an action that is anchored on the causal level of reality. The agenda has completely collapsed here in Austria because of the application of natural law principles and what comes from it. Okay? The power of the medicine. Remember again, there was an intervention that happened in St. Corona. Plant medicine intervention after they announced the measure, the ultimate measure. And through this plant medicine intervention and the power of the medicine, the whole agenda has collapsed, and that is due to the application of natural law principles, and which is also the reason why I am an authority on this topic. I've earned it, and I tell you, I am my biggest critic. That's also the reason why the time has come now. The time has come for me to go to the next level. I don't tell others to go to the next level. I invite everyone listening here to go to the next level with me. However, it's all just comes down to my own choice. And this is what has truly made the difference here in Austria. And it's because of what we have done. Okay, again, people will not want to hear that for some reason, because we are so programmed that we are not so powerful that we can do that. Well, again, I'll point you that I have already welcomed you to Wonderland, where everything is possible and where only we ourselves set the limit. People don't want to hear it when you say that due to the work that me and Liz have done with plant medicine in St. Corona and in other places, and applying natural law principles, the entire Soviet regime and the agenda has collapsed catastrophically here in Austria, and that's due to the work that we've done. People don't want to hear that because they do not know that magic is the basis of life. It's because people don't see themselves as the agent of change, as the agent of power that will change everything here on earth. That's why you also can't be that, because they are not, because they stopped trusting in themselves. It's like Arthur Schopenhauer said, people perceive the limits of the world. People perceive their own limits to be the limits of the world. That's what it is. People perceive their own limits for the limits of the world. And it's wrong thinking. Okay? So let's continue. You see, the dystopia fails when you know what's behind it. I went there. I delved beyond the curtain. It's a fascinating place. And yeah, when you have an intention, you'll get there. Okay, don't worry. That's how life works. You see, mankind wants to live in freedom. Okay, this is what we're truly about. This is the time that has come now. Mankind wants to live in freedom. However, the thing is, who is ready to set the primal causes for that freedom to be manifest? Because freedom all starts with mental freedom. Freeing ourselves from mental slavery, as Bob Marley sang. Yeah, the mental slavery has to go first before the slavery can end outside of us. And that's up to each and every one of us to do that. And that's what we offer here to everyone. That's the real prison that mankind finds itself in. Unfortunately, we've been so marinating in wrong thinking, and we've been so accustomed to this program of mind control that we've been indoctrinated with, that we want freedom. However, many of mankind still to this day, having experienced the catastrophe of the last 2 years, they want freedom, but they do not want to accept and respect that there is a natural order and the principles of natural law that we have to align our behavior with in order to manifest that freedom. No one is coming to save you. That's just as truthful as I can get. Okay? It's an empire of mind control. Once again, it's an empire of mind control, and they know about the psychological workings of the human psyche, and they know that people want someone outside of them to save them. That's how they keep people under control. However, I have to break the bad news. There is absolutely no one that is coming to save you. That's why they've had the Trump psyop. Okay? And Q. All these stupid bots that they always put on my site on Telegram that I have to delete. No one is coming to save you, just as no one is coming to save me, just as no one is coming to save us. Also not the plant medicine. The plant medicine, just like the Gnostic Takeover University, teaches us and teaches you and teaches me that only we ourselves hold the keys to the kingdom of freedom. The truth is that there is only the knowledge and the application of the knowledge. Yeah, what knowledge am I talking about? Everything they don't want you to know. What knowledge am I talking about? Plant medicine intelligence, Central Intelligence Agency of Earth. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. It is what it is. That's what we have to respect with the truth. No one can run away from the truth, and the truth is what it is. You see, the old world is dying. It's a death cult that's behind the transhumanist agenda, the AI 5G imposition, and the implementation of the smart grid, where they are creating an electronic grid, the metaverse of Facebook, and everything that is being developed by DARPA has everything to do with technology to compensate for life. And that leads to death. The old world is dying, okay? And we need not hold on to it, because all it takes is an idea. This whole control system is nothing but an idea, and this whole mind control system is an idea that is based on the workings of trauma-based mind control. And that's what it is. So what we need to do is know how our psychology works, how the empire of mind control has set up our psychology and our way of thinking, okay, and let a new idea take root in the garden of our psyche. And the Gnostic Takeover University is there to water that plant, to water those plants who really want out of this control system. The idea is that a new paradigm is birthing. It's happening. No one can stop it, and I'm so happy that it's happening. And you see, this is where the Gnostic Takeover differs from many other opinion leaders or other influencers or people that narrate in the truth movement. There is no crisis coming at all. The crisis has already been here, and now the crisis is being solved. I mean, how much would that suck that because of the ignorance of people taking the gene therapy and therefore collapsing, and the system collapsing, and a financial Armageddon coming, and everyone falls into, then you've got chaos. And on the basis of chaos, you'll always create fascism and totalitarianism. This is not the world that I see. This is not the reality timeline that I see. Because what we are presenting here, when you connect on a deeper level to what we are coming forward with the Gnostic Takeover University, you'll be anchoring yourself also in a new timeline away from the crisis timeline. This is what's happening on Earth, okay? It's not about more crisis and more drama and financial Armageddons and chaos. No. No crisis is coming when we take responsibility. That's what it's about. It's not about financial tsunamis and, oh, Deutsche Bank is collapsing. I've heard that in 2012. I heard that in 2015. I heard that it never happened. Never happened. So what logical conclusions can I draw when I keep hearing jack shit from these financial experts? It's not true. Why is it not true? Because financial axioms are not above natural law principles. They're not. AI algorithms that these financial centers work on are not above natural law principles of the natural order of the source that created it all. It's that simple. No crisis is going to happen here on earth when we take responsibility. Period. The corona is here and it's speaking to you right now. And it's spreading everywhere, and there is not a being throughout the multiverses that can stop it. That's what the dark occultists fear the most. The corona, the crown, the crowning of humanity, the power, the force, the source. Activation of innate intelligence, natural intelligence, plant kingdom intelligence, the intelligence that informs the Amazon rainforest, informs every other rainforest that's still here. We'll get back the rainforests. Nature will recover, mankind will recover, and will usher in a beautiful new earth. Welcome to Wonderland. The corona is here, it can't be stopped. All it's about, and this is the reason why there won't be any more crises, is learn the learning lesson and the problem ceases to exist. It's that simple. It's the school of life, and we need to learn the learning lesson that we need to take responsibility for ourselves, for all of mankind, not just for our family, for all of mankind, for all of Africa, for all of wherever in the world, Thailand, the Russians, the Indians, the native Indians, all cultures, all people of the earth. That's what the Gnostic Takeover takes full responsibility over. I take full responsibility over the earth, over all of mankind, because I am the power. I am the force. I express the will of creation for freedom. And I do not harm anybody. I want to help everybody. Assist and guide and learn. That's what I want to do. That's taking full responsibility. And that's how the problem ceases to exist, by learning the learning lesson. And the key is to have a strong foundation. That's what's the key. We need to have a strong foundation, and when we do not have the strong foundation, then our level of impact will only be at a certain level. Okay, so this is where we get to another aspect of the Gnostic Takeover University. I am introducing a new patronage model. It's a new student-teacher model, okay? And it means that the work is supported. Because you see, this is what I've been having my difficulties with the last few months. This is where I've stayed stuck, and just the other day I watched a really good video learning about marketing from someone, and he said that content creators are empaths and they do everything for everyone else, but they forget about themselves. And I was like, thank you for pointing it out to me. And you see, I'm not gonna put up with it anymore. And I'm taking full charge over my life, and I will be able to sustain myself, because you see, the work that I do, as you've been listening here for more than 1.5 hours, 1 hour 46 minutes, I do everything that I do to change the paradigm here. I just need to get some some tea. It's been a very hard journey for me, and the model that I was working under before is not working for me anymore. I have to, I fall into the stupidity of hope that people donate to the work that I do, and for everyone who has donated and who is a Patreon, you have kept this going. You have kept us going. However, this is nothing that is sustainable, and that's why the Gnostic Takeover University will not be for free. This is exclusive, deep knowledge that will be offered for a price that everyone can pay. That was at the heart of my intention, that everyone can come up with this. And that's how it is, because I need to be supported. And the old model just hasn't worked, and that's why I'm changing it. Very simple. It's a new student-teacher model where the students support the teacher, and also the students become the teacher. You see, this is an interactive model. It's not just me always being a teacher. I'm a student most of the day. I learn all the time. And you see, the production of the show gets better in relation to how much support is given. So the more people become patrons and subscribe to the Gnostic Takeover University, the more I can upgrade the level of videos. I can do better videos. I can invest more time in everything. And what it needs is support, and I have not been getting this support, which is the reason why I've been suffering the last few months. And it is what it is. I needed to go through this experience, and it only has made me stronger. And you see, the production will also get better, because in actual fact, I'll receive a new camera very soon. And part of that is also through a loan that I'm doing. So I'm already upping the ante. And yeah, there's a lot more amazing content coming your way. And the public channel will also continue to exist, but the best and most amazing information will be for the people who support the Gnostic Takeover. It had to be this way, because that's just how it has to be. You see, your support will help take the Gnostic Takeover to the next level. This is the truth. You see, I can't go to the next level, and it was my idealism that nearly crushed me. The idealism that, I'll just give everything for free to everyone and it will work itself out. It has not. It has not. That's why I'm taking this step. And you see, many people are quick to blame the money makers, and how bad the people in the banking industry, in the banking system are. But we need to recognize the mindset of what we've been programmed with, that, and need to realize that people like the Gnostic Takeover can only really thrive when they are supported. That's how it works. It's that simple. And you see, you'll get the best here, and you'll see the power of empathy. You see what it really is. I'm empathic. I had to go through many years of depression and heal myself of depression. That was part of my plant medicine learning. And through that, I had to make all of these experiences, because I am a very strong empath. And that is a big strength when it comes to working with human beings. And integrity, my word is my bond. I will only ever give my best for my family of mankind. and that's what you'll get. It will be worth every minute of your time to sign up to the Gnostic Takeover University. You see, I can show you the door, but you have to open it. And the first 2 episodes of the Mentalist Channel will be uploaded here on YouTube for everyone to watch. So you get a glimpse of what it is about. So you see that I'm raising it to the next level. You'll want to be a part of it. Unless the Gnostic Takeover is not for you. Or you just want to follow this channel. That's also okay. However, for everyone who's been a part of this journey here, who likes the content that we're sharing here, you are going to love it. Absolutely love it. And yeah, that's what we've got for everyone. It's a choice one has to make, and I'm happy for everyone to join, because what we want to create also with the Gnostic Takeover University is authentic relationships with each other. Through all of this, I've basically lost all my friends that I used to have. I only have Liz in my life now, the only one who really understands me, because I've completely changed my life. I had to. And that's why I'm starting new. It's not because I'm it's not because I'm sociophobic, that I have fear of being with people. No, it's because I had to dig so deep to get to this level of information. I had to risk my life even going to St. Corona and rescuing a mother and a child from a satanic pedophile ring. That's what I did. Me and Liz have given everything to be able to share this information with you, and there will only be a win-win situation when you sign up for it. If you don't like it, you can leave anytime you want. Okay, so all you will be supporting are real, authentic people like me and Liz going to the next level, and we'll get to know each other also. I want to create a team also at the Gnostic Takeover all across the world to inspire each other, motivate each other, get to know each other, because we're brothers and sisters of the family of mankind, if truth be told. And you, by listening here already, you are directly involved in creating the new paradigm reality. And everyone who joins the Gnostic Takeover University will be directly involved in creating the new paradigm. It's a new timeline. The old is dying, is death, is dead, and we are creating the new. We can only create our way out. We cannot think our way out, we have to create our way out. So, join us on the journey. You've been on the journey with us here. Maybe you've got other channels that give you more of an inspiration, of insight, and I wish you good luck with that. However, I'm happy. Everyone listening here, come join us on the journey and become a patron on Patreon. Not only are we doing this here on YouTube, we're here to take over YouTube, we're here to take over Patreon, we're here to take over Facebook. We're taking it all back. We're taking back the earth. This is what it is. This is what we do here. And to become a patron, you find the link underneath in the description below. You find the very first thing in the description is the Patreon page. And go and take a look. There's 5 tiers that I've set up, because there's just one tier that I've pointed out for you today, and that is the Mentalist Channel. That's only one tier, and I'll be talking more about the others in times to come. So basic access to the Gnostic Takeover University is for $13.69 per month. Okay, everyone can afford that. Everyone can afford that, and you'll be making all the difference for us. And you'll get ultimate knowledge. Okay, ultimate knowledge presented to you. You'll be supporting us, we'll be supporting you, and that's the new paradigm. It's a win-win situation for all. And you see the Mentalist Channel, as I said, this is the channel that I recommend for now to everyone. This is what I'm proposing first, with others to come. It gives you access to the weekly newsletter, which will be all about self-transformation, natural law, and nature of reality. What I put into my life to be the power, the force to be reckoned with. You get a weekly newsletter to your email address. 2, you get access to the Gnostic Takeover University, obviously, and to all the material of the Mentalist Channel. 3, you'll get access to a private Telegram group that I and Liz will be supervising, and we will write down all the questions, okay, and we'll put them to use for all the questions that people have. 4, access to private Discord server, so there we can also chat, okay, people can chat with each other, and that access is amazing. We'll have a communication channel 24 hours a day where people can just hop on and have a chat. 5, a monthly Zoom call for Q&As. Every month, everyone who's a part of the Gnostic Takeover University can ask questions, and we'll delve into that or talk about things that matter, okay, talk about a subject, okay. And 6 is questions get answered in monthly video. I'll be doing a monthly video where I will jot down questions from the private Telegram group that I can't answer to its full depth, but I'll jot it down and cover it in a monthly video. So that's what you get for $13.69 a month. You've got the 369 in there, the 369 sequence that holds the key to the universe. And so there you've got everything there. Yeah, as I've said, okay, it's my birthday tomorrow, and this is also a launch. So at the moment, you see my website that I want to change now, because I'm really motivated to also set up the website properly, which I've not done for the last 3 years because I've been so busy. I want to get that done, but my website has been blocked. There's €130 that I have to pay in to the company that I have the domain with, and €130 is like going up the Mount Everest the last few months. It's been so difficult for us. However, I know that the tide is turning now with the actions that I'm taking, and because I just continue doing the work no matter what. So any donation you can make, now is the time to do it. Really, you can make a PayPal donation over stevey@gmex.at. Don't be surprised if you get the name of my mother sent back to you. For some reason I am not able to change that, but it arrives at the right place. And here are the bank account details. My bank account was scrapped because I am the danger to them. However, we still have this bank account where you can transfer support and free donations onto it, and this will make all the difference because it will arrive at the right people with the right intentions. And yeah, it's part of building authentic relationships. That trust is built with time, and that's why we're here to get to know each other with time and build the trust, because we can trust life and there are good people out there. Okay, just as I'm talking here and just as you are listening. So thank you for your support and thank you for being here with us. It means everything to us. And there's also a lot more coming your way here on the public channel, here on YouTube. We'll just keep going. So, this is it. I've done more than 2 hours here, and I'm really happy with it. Grateful for the experience. So thank you to everyone who was a part here of the birthing of the Gnostic Takeover University. I could only say as much as I said here now, but there's so much more information that I can share on the vision that we have, and that will all come in due time. So I'll also, just to say this at the end, I will also do a Zoom call in the next week or so to get your take on the transformation of the Gnostic Takeover, and also get some inspiration or some ideas also from you, because this is where we come together, because we all are in this together. We all went through the crisis since 2020, and we are all the solution to this crisis, and we build and create the new paradigm together. Thank you for listening here. Thank you for joining me once again. My heart goes out to you, and I wish you all the very best. Until next time, take very good care.